Welcome to Training with People for People community. Together, we're making a real difference in the world, and now you're a vital part of that change. Let's get started on this incredible journey together.
Hello, and welcome to the Director Training in the Development Department. We are People for People. I'm Adriana Martinez. I'm one of the Executive Directors in the Development Department. And with me today is Tammy Castillo. Tammy, you want to say hi?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone, and welcome.
She is your other Executive Director in this Development Department, and we are here to help you succeed. So let's jump into the training.
All right. We are building something bigger together. This truly is so exciting and so much bigger than you could ever imagine. We're building a thriving community with both businesses and community members. And this community is built on connections that create relationships that are lasting, that are strong, that create success, not just immediate success, but that success that lasts long term. Also, we are strengthening our supply chain. So we have everything we need right here. We're connecting community members and businesses so we can shop for everything we need right here in our community. By doing just a little bit, each one of us contributing a little, we're creating a stable economy, an economy that creates a brighter, better future for our community right here together.
Yes, and that is the big picture of what People for People is all about. Now that you have that big picture, I want you to zoom in for me just a little bit. There's this thing in here that we call the Development Department. And the Development Department is what you are a part of. So welcome and congratulations for being on this team. We are so excited to have you here. Now, just to tell you a little bit about the Development Department, it is established after the Connections Department has already been set up. So maybe you're wondering, okay, what makes the Development Department unique? And I cannot wait to share this with you. Like Tammy was talking about, we really focus on those relationships, fostering meaningful relationships, building connection with our community in 4 different meetings: networking, workshop, community news, and podcast. All of these meetings really contribute to empowering each other, growing together, supporting one another, and promoting that lasting success that we all want. The Development Department's mission is to amplify voices and messages. Let's keep going, and you will discover so much about your role and how valuable you are to the team.
So let's look at how we are organized to lead here in the Development Department. Every development department is part of an overall community. That super mentor started with a community manager who's, I want to have a community. That community manager worked with that super mentor and a mentor who is supporting them. You'll see a lot of support from that super mentor. They run your pre-meetings and you'll see some support in some other ways. That community manager then selected 2 development directors, that Director 1 and Director 2. And that is you. Yay. Congratulations for being here. Each of you, Director 1 and Director 2, are responsible for 4 leaders. And those leaders are your networking leader 1 and then networking leader 2, your workshop leader 1 and workshop leader 2, community news leader 1 and community news leader 2, and then your podcast leader 1 and leader 2. Both of you directors will work hand in hand as partners to lead this group of 8 as this overall department. You will start to see trainees as we move forward, as your team starts to want to promote and move into other areas. We want to make sure there are trainees prepared to move into these roles, and this department can expand and continue to grow. That is how we are organized to lead here in the development department.
Oh my gosh, so exciting. So I do want to talk really quickly about your role. It's really a super important role in this community. So as a director, let me go through what you're responsible for. You are responsible for guiding leaders. We want to direct leaders to their training where they can be prepared to achieve what their leadership role wants them to. And then also you'll answer questions. You will provide support by answering some basic questions like dates and times of meetings, anything that comes from your team that is a very basic question, you will have answers to. And then, of course, running leader meetings. These leader meetings are super valuable. I will talk about them in just a second, but you will facilitate that 15-minute leader meeting that happens before those development meetings. You are a podcast host. You will be hosting a podcast during podcast week. That is also your responsibility as director. Now, Tammy, what else do directors do?
Oh, fantastic. I'm so excited to share. They also serve as backup. So the leaders will go to other leaders to see if they can back up, not the members of their. So if workshop needs a backup, they won't go to workshop. They'll go to all the other leaders. But on rare occasion, there is just not a leader that can serve as backup. In those instances, it is the director's responsibility to serve as backup in that role. Another part of their role is ensuring spots are filled. So let's talk about what this really entails. So directors, each week you will track attendance. Who is at the leader meeting? This is the leader meeting. So that 15 minutes before is the leader meeting. You'll also track attendance to each of the development meetings. They're required to come to all of them 75% of the time. So not just their meeting. They're required to come to all four, a minimum of 75% of the time. And then you'll also track fulfillment. Are they doing the roles that are assigned to them, the things they're asked to do within that role? So you're tracking attendance, tracking fulfillment. And then at the council meeting, you will discuss with the community manager, with the super mentor, as both of you as directors, how that's going. How are your leaders doing? In the rare instance that someone is not attending, not fulfilling their role, and a decision needs to be made to refill that role, then it's your responsibility to fill that role. And in situations where individuals have fulfilled their role and they're ready to promote into other roles, it is also your responsibility to keep those roles filled. So that's what ensuring spots are filled looks like whenever you have vacancies. You also have the opportunity to monitor growth for expansion. You're going to track progress and determine when your department is ready for expansion. This is so exciting. And it's not hard. What you do here is not hard, but super exciting. All the details are in your handbook. And just know that your leadership here truly does ensure smooth operations, and it supports the growth of your department and the whole community. What you do is so valuable and important. We're so excited for you.
Yes, we are. I want to talk about the development meeting structure. There's a general structure we follow, and that is like our golden rule. So let's talk about the development meetings themselves. These are 30 minutes. Why 30 minutes? We want to honor our time, our members' time, and attendees who join. We want to make sure that everything that happens in these 30 minutes will contribute to the impact that they want in a time that really allows them to show up for themselves and for others. So 30 minutes is what we stick to. And then we also follow this 4-week rotating cycle, networking, workshop, community news, and podcasts. And we rotate through those. And then we have the leader meetings. Now, we did touch on leader meetings in the previous slide, but just let me get a little bit more detailed. What are leader meetings? Leader meetings are meetings that happen 15 minutes before each development meeting. So before networking, before workshop, community news, podcast, 15 minutes before. And this is where you get all your leaders together and the team that you can see there, that collaboration, energy. This is where you confirm that all the leaders are present because that's part of their 75% attendance. You make sure that the leaders for that day or that week are prepared, right? We want to make sure they know what they're doing, they have their script, they know their skills. And then you also ensure that those roles are assigned for next week's meeting. So not only focusing on this week, but also looking ahead, like Tammy said, being prepared for next week so that we can always have that backup. We can always have a smooth meeting in case anybody needs to step out or they're not going to be available. You can always check in. And then, of course, for those leader meetings, you will address any last minute changes or any needs that need to happen or be addressed before going into the meeting. So that is the leader meeting. As you can see, they're just as valuable as that development meeting. And so that is where all of that accountability goes in. Now, I do want to say we do not have regular meetings during holiday weeks, event weeks, or the national conference. So if you're wondering, like, okay, when are those exactly? We will give you a calendar that has all the dates and everything. We'll touch on that in just a little bit. But I did want to cover that. And so now how that development meeting is structured and what those leader meetings are all about. Let's keep going.
All right. So now that you know how development meetings are structured, how do you get started? We talked about it's your responsibility to fill the roles. You're going to feature your prospective leaders, follow the funnel, get them featured. Once they say yes to being a member and they're excited and ready to lead, you're going to assign them to a role. You're going to work with the new leader and either they're going to choose, you're going to help them, you're going to guide them and get them assigned to a role, that appropriate role. Then you'll direct them to training. Just like your role said, you're going to direct them. And it's not your responsibility to train them. They do that independently. But you'll make sure that they know they're going to go to the training website, select their assigned role, go through the training. So just send them to the training website. Once they've completed their training, they're set to go. All of these details will be in your handbook. You will set up the meeting times. There's a process for that because you've got these 4 meetings. They're going to be on the same time each week, but you have to, there's some coordination, some collaboration that goes into establishing these meeting times. Then you're going to collaborate and get the pre-meetings set up and ready to go because there's going to be some preparation. You have 2 pre-meetings that your super mentor are going to run for you. You have support, all of these things to help you get started. And your handbook is going to walk you step by step on how to get these things done. You're going to have guidance. You do not do this alone. But remember, before your first meeting starts, all your roles must be filled and all leadership. This includes you. You have to start first. You lead from the front. All leaders must complete their training. When you do all of this, you're ready to get started. So, Miss Adriana, what comes next?
Yes. So you've gotten started. Fantastic. We want to make sure that you're prepared to lead. So we have a little checklist for you here, and I'm going to go through them really quick. First things first, complete your educator and your director training, which is this. So pat yourself on the back. You're doing great. Look at you. And then we want you to review the handbook. Now, you will get access to the handbook once you complete this training. Oh my gosh, there's so many valuable things about the development department, but also specifically about that director role that you are filling. We want you to practice these key skills and the meeting script. So we do have a whole bunch of resources. I'll get to that in just a second as far as your director role and making sure that you're fulfilling that role to the greatest extent possible and to what feels good for you. But I do want to say this, make sure you practice. If you go through those resources and you see something and you're like, Oh, I'm not really familiar with that. That's okay. We're here to learn. We're here to grow, right? Make sure you get a little more comfortable before the actual meeting starts. Tammy will touch on that in just a second. Next, we have the attend a full 4-week cycle of meetings. You can do this by going through a development department that's already up and running. They have their meetings every week and you can attend those. And oh my gosh, the experience you will receive. That's what it's really all about. We want you to go, we want you to see and experience what these meetings are about. So you get a taste of what you will actually be presenting. Next is join the Q&A Facebook group. Now, this Facebook group, we will talk a little bit more. I know I'm giving you so much to look forward to, but this Facebook group is really valuable to get all the resources, all the updates for development department. You will find the link inside of the handbook for this Facebook group, but be sure to check that out. Once you check all of these things off, you're ready to lead. And I am so excited for you. So let's jump into the next one.
All right. So you've completed training. You're prepared to lead. What can you expect next? Let's check it out. First, you will be eligible to earn profit points. If you follow the 1+4 model, you will be eligible to earn profit points. The full details for that are in the development handbook. Make sure that you are doing your 1+4 and earning those profit points. Now, you'll also be eligible now to lead, teach, present all the things that the development department offers. You now are eligible to be a director. You have completed the steps to be a director here in the development department. Your mentor and super mentor will be available to answer basic questions. So if you have some basic development questions, they are here to support you and have your back. But what about when you have those really detailed questions? The handbook hasn't answered it. Your super mentor, it's not that just general basic question about the department. Guess what? We have your back. We have a Q&A Facebook group just for those instances. The handbook and the Facebook group will give you guidance on how to ask those questions, how those questions will be answered, and even an expectation of when to expect an answer back. Whether it's a general question, a basic question, or a more detailed question, you can be assured that you have a place to go to get your answers. We have your back. And that's not all. You also get full access to the back office. This includes how to find your department, meeting times and meeting dates, how to find your department's contact information, the national calendar that Adriana was talking about that's going to tell you, is this a holiday week? Is this an event week? Does my team meet this week? All of those things are there and so much more. So here are just a few of the things that you can expect once all of this has been completed.
Are you excited? I'm so excited for you. Both of us are. Now, like Tammy said, we have your back. We want to see you succeed in this role. We really do. That's why we've put together some amazing resources for you that will help you learn your role a little more smoothly and help everything go smoothly. You will find these resources in the development handbook under section 3 titled Understanding Your Role and the specific subsection titled Director Training and Resources. Now, I'm going to go through these just a little bit, so stick with me here, but these will be found in your handbook. So the first one is the Leader Meeting Agendas resource. Now, this is going to tell you how that leader meeting is really going to go. What's the flow of things? What's the time? And how I gave you a breakdown, we'll talk about what's happening this week, what's happening next week. You will see even more detail in these meeting agendas on how that's to go. That will be super beneficial for running that leader meeting. And then we have the Leader Role Accountability Tracker. As a director, you have all of your leaders. We want to make sure that you are holding them accountable to fulfilling their role and making sure that they are doing what they wanted to do, what they signed up for. That role accountability tracker will make sure that they're showing up and fulfilling their role. It's super easy to use and super intuitive. And then we have the leader attendance tracker. Our leaders have a 75% minimum attendance. Your role as director is to keep track of that. This attendance tracker will make that so much easier on you. You can make sure that they were there at the development meeting, at the leader meeting, and then go through that way. And then, of course, we have the training video, and you will have that in the handbook as well. In case you need to recap anything or want to revisit something that we covered today, that will all be in there. So many great resources for you. I'm really excited. Tammy, can you talk a little bit about what it's like to lead with commitment?
Yes. So now you have all of this information about your role, about training. Let's chat about leading with commitment. You've heard it already talked about a little bit about 75%. So that 75% attendance is a minimum standard. We are expected as leaders to attend a minimum of 75% of all meetings. What meetings is that? That is the 4 development department meetings for your department: networking, workshop, community news, and podcast. 75% minimum of all 4 of those meetings. All 4 leader meetings. So that's at 15 minutes prior, attend all of those. That monthly council meeting. So when you have those, there'll be 10 a year. Those are so valuable, where you get to talk about the leaders, the great things, any challenges, and how to keep your teams moving forward, expanding. So that set minimum of 75%, like, you want to be there as that director, and you want your leaders to be there so your teams can continue to grow and expand. And that helps that leading with commitment. Ensuring backup when you're going to be out. Get with your co-director. Make sure if one of you can't be there, the other one can. If there's that rare instance you can't, get with your community manager. Make sure that y'all are in constant communication with your community manager, keeping them informed. Communication is key. We cannot stress enough how valuable communication is. So really keeping that community manager informed when you're going to be out, and letting them know you've got a backup. They know what to do, or you need backup, you need support. And then preparing to lead with commitment by practicing. I think I heard Adriana say, practice, practice, practice. There's a reason that she said that 3 times. It is just so valuable. We're all different. The amount of practice you may need could be different from someone else. So we invite you to lead yourself and give yourself whatever amount of practice time you need. But please don't let 5 minutes before a meeting be the first time you've looked at one of your resources, or the first time you've done a practice run through. Give yourself whatever time you need to feel confident in leading with commitment for each one of the meetings that you're responsible for. And again, full details for all of this is in your development handbook. We are so excited to see you lead these teams.
Yes, we are. And we know that you want to be an informed leader. So we have ways that you can stay connected and lead effectively and grow. So some ways that you can stay connected is, of course, those weekly leader and development meetings that Tammy and I just can't stop talking about. It's the networking, workshop, community news, and podcast. Those are going to be the best place to stay connected, along with these following ones. Next, we have weekly all leader meetings. These all leader meetings are run by Jennifer, and currently they happen every Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. And what they are is Jennifer, our president, gets everybody in the organization that's a leader into this meeting and provides updates so we can always stay informed on what's coming, what's happened in People for People community. So then we have these monthly council and connection meetings. Now, the monthly council meetings happen 30 minutes prior to the podcast meeting. And as a team, you, the community manager, and your super mentor will come together before the podcast meeting, and you'll talk about leadership. You'll talk about fulfillment and expansion, and really making sure that's being communicated and we're holding people accountable, right? So that is going to be super important to go to, as well as that connection meeting. You'll find all the details in your handbook about that. And we also want you to stay connected through that Facebook Q&A group. That Facebook Q&A group is all about the development department specifically. We have a special place where all of us get together and share updates about what's happening in the development department specifically, like maybe we added a new resource or something was tweaked or all of these fun, exciting things that are happening as we're growing. You definitely don't want to miss out on that Facebook Q&A group. And just so you know, everything that you need, all the full schedules and everything are available in the back office for you so that you can be an informed leader, you can stay connected and lead effectively. We are so excited for you.
So many great things, so many juicy details. We want to make sure you complete all the training for your role. You're here today, so we know you're committed to training and fulfilling your role. Yang, pat yourself on the back. We are celebrating you. We also want you to remember that meetings won't start until all roles are fulfilled and all training for all leadership roles has been completed. Now, if you want to expand as a mentor, if you want to grow into other departments, talk with your community manager. They are here to support you. We are all here to support you to grow into the roles that you most desire. And know that we've asked your leaders to do the same thing and talk to you if they desire this same thing. So we are all here to support growth. Now, again, the goal is for everyone to do the 1+4 model. Building together is success. None of us do this alone. Reference your handbook. It is guidance for all things development. If you have questions, we want to answer those questions, but we do invite you to take a look in the handbook first, just to see if what you need is there available at your fingertips. And if it's not, then 100%, go to your development director, or you are the development director, go to your super mentor, your community manager for those general questions, and then go to the Q&A Facebook group for those in-depth questions. And then lastly, we are the difference. You are the difference that we are looking for with People for People.
Thank you so much for your leadership and making a difference with People for People. We are so excited for you to begin your role as director, and we can't wait to see what you accomplish. Bye.